Well, my suspicions and fears were kind of confirmed. It's so close, though. You can see the clearance there between the first slot and the CPU cooler. It's off by a cock hair. It's so close. I don't think I'm going to be able to use both of the 16 gig or the 8 gig sticks. So I'll be limited to one, which does kind of suck. But that is, of course, if I go with this current RAM. And like I said, it's so close that I almost think that if I take off the CPU cooler and put it in before I put it on, that I can actually it'll just be contacting each other. So we'll try that again later when I'm actually, because I'm just testing to make sure all this shit works really. So but yeah, I that's kind of disappointing that it's not going to play nice. But like I said, if I move it and get it out of the way, I about think I can do it, and I will definitely give it hell for the full in build. So for now though, we'll make sure that all this shit plays nice together, and let's go get that case. Okay, so we got our prep case here. Well, kind of prepped. We got to get all these cables out of the way. The first thing I did before I forgot was to get out good old IO shield. I don't know how many damn times that I forgot to do that while I was setting it in. Luckily, most of the time I had not had it, fully screwed in or anything, but still a pain in the ass. We're gonna go ahead and put that in. Fortunately, it appears that this motherboard already, or case in the motherboard area already has like built-in standoffs, so you don't need any of those, which is kind of nice. That is a big no-no for newer computer builders. I don't know how many times I've heard about tech support gore of first timers screwing it in directly with the chassis, and some of those ended up in frying valuable components because it was not grounded properly. So can end in a nightmare material situation if you don't do it right. It's pretty much garbage. Okay, now I just need to find that little baggie of screws and put in the correct motherboard screws. Okay, finally located my motherboard screws. These are a lot smaller than the ones I'm used to dealing with. I guess where these are like custom made or whatever, but they should work. So let's get this big boy in here. Should have all the cables mostly out of the way. And of course you just went right back where I didn't want you. Okay, I'm gonna slide these in their respective slots. I hate when they put these little fingers on here. Really don't like that. I'm about to just bend these up. That's what I usually do. If it ain't meant to go, it won't go anyway. Don't make the fucking process much any harder than it needs to be. Feels good to me. Alright. Graphics card would go here, and it does sit there. But for now, just start plugging in cables. First things first, and we'll go ahead and take care of this before I forget. Everything in frame here. Okay. We will cable manage this well later. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out to the side. All the motherboard headers and stuff are up here, so I'm also going to, let's see, what's that fan? Fan's back there. At least there is one fan back there. That's probably where we'll put it, because there's only going to be 2 whole fans in the system. There's motherboard header there, so we'll go ahead and get this bundle out of the way. Oh no, it's, that used to be 2, or just HD audio. Yeah, this is all the headers. So all that we'll put there for now. SATA will definitely be in the bottom row, so I'm going to throw that on top. VGA will come out the other way, so I'm also going to throw that on top. If I can get it on my fucking wrist strap, thank you. And CPU and motherboard are what I'm concerned about currently. So CPU. This is going to be a pain in the dick to plug in. Not impossible, but not easy. So we're going to have a pretty bad rat's nest up front. until I get some cable management done. I'm hoping to be able to snake it up through one of these hard drive cages. That's the plan. And the clip is there. Are you fucking serious right now? This is going to be redonkulous. You know, I might need to take that fucking cooler off, period, just to get to this. I think I'm gonna have to. There's no fucking way. Let me give you guys my view here. See that blue thing right there? Yeah, yeah. Pretty solid thermal application. Did not cover the entire surface, but not bad. So I'll definitely put a little bit more this time. While we're at it, I'm also going to try putting this in this slot just to see. And if this works and everything goes well, I'm going to leave it there and just run with 8 gigs on my desktop for the time being, because fuck it. If that thing is just going to be a monumental pain in the dick, and I know it. So this has to go right here. That's where the clip's there. Only slightly less horrible than I thought it was. And we gotta bend that out of the way. Alright, so just for the sake of sake, before I start putting new shit on. Alright, they are in contact with each other. Probably can't see very much. Like, they're touching, but as far as I can tell, there's no leaning or anything going on. I hope if I can get on it. See, like, there may be a slight deviation to the right, but yeah, I can see it towards the top, actually, now that I'm standing up straight. Yeah, I can kind of see it now. Fuck. It ain't bad, but it ain't good. It would be impossible to take out as well. I'm not happy with that at all. Like, for a day, it would probably be okay, but for long term, we're not rolling with that. It's so close. Like, that is painfully close. All right, so I've skipped ahead through some of the tedium here of putting these headers and everything on. It is definitely a lot more challenging than in a full tower. Everything is right next to each other and just doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the set of human hands that, you know, are not the, you know, don't have the hugest hands in the world, but they are not small. Not like Linus Sebastian hands by any means. So, just making the turns of some of this shit is impossible. I might be able to do it there. Order is very important. I've come to find out about some of this stuff. Like, my cables are already a mess because I just did not put things in order, and that doesn't really matter in a full tower because they just overlap each other, but this, it does in this. So we're going to get everything on and make sure it works first of all, and then again, sure don't feel like it. I'm in the wrong set. And then the plan is to come back and straighten up the goodies. EGAs, we'll put right over through here again. The hard drive, I'm not sure where it's all going to sit, so I know some of this is going to be bundled up here. If that's the case, it's okay. And these are these super lightweight, janky hard drive cages that I'm not exactly impressed with, but it's the only choice we have unless we want to use dual-sided tape or something. These come included with these little rubber grommets here that you have to put in to successfully mount this thing. And I'm going to go ahead and assume You're supposed to do it this way because there's absolutely no way to do it the other way, to where you can, route the cables or anything. So we'll do it up here and tight it first. I have a feeling that I'm just going to have to like put in a bunch of force just to re-bend this fucking shady piece of sheet metal back in the original position. Now, hard drives must be tough, man, because every PC component is not made of glass like some people want to treat it, but I mean, there's sensitive stuff in there, don't get me wrong, but just knowing how, like, FedEx and those kind of people, they're in a rush, so I understand they can't, lightly set every package down, but the way they sling some of these fucking things sometimes, it's a wonder they ever show up working, honestly. Watch me say that, and this fucking hard drive will be dead on arrival or something. But it's Amazon, so even if it is, return shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Now we gotta fucking mount this. I think it's something like, yep, that's good. Thing's locked down. Now we get to play hide the screw again. Time actually went semi-successfully. Okay. Not rock solid, but I don't know if we're going to get any improvement. So, it's what it is. And I think I can route this under here, but it's definitely going to have to snake up. And then we'll use this little area right here. Alright, let's do the end. This is no beauty pageant build by any means. And get our SATA. And that will go, I don't know which one's the fastest port, so I'm going to have to consult the motherboard manual. I assume it's the top. I fucking hope it's the top. Okay, they are all the same. It doesn't matter. Only the names will change. So it's hard to. I'm used to working with like blue SATA cables. Kind of honestly hard to tell when they're blacked out which direction you're supposed to be going. And I like to like get under something, but I don't know if it's gonna fucking help. Got all these cables that are like dependent on each other's placement, and it's just super awkward to work with, but I just don't have much of a choice. Try to keep them out of each other's way. Okay, well, that's in. It's not pretty, but it is in. And yeah, I have to keep one of these out for a disk drive. I don't know, given the circumstances, if I can make this much prettier or not. Like, this is going to have to come back up anyway, so I might as well start feeding that through for when I do put a video card. All this I can just pretty much push down and try to minimize its effects, but honestly, like, that's about it. That's all I can really do. I can, tie it in place to make sure they don't rise up much more, but that's about it. I mean, it's not, affecting the fan airflow or anything. And then this will be, tied down to the side. This will be all, more or less tight. That's about all I can do, though. So, yeah. Not the prettiest, and it was never meant to be, but yeah, we'll deal with it. So the plan is now to just This should use onboard video. So what I want to try to do is hook up a HDMI in the back, the PSU on, and boot her up. My keyboard's over there, so I just want to see that it does post. And to set up everything, Windows and stuff, I'll have to put it over there. But yeah, let's try it out, I guess. Okay, moment of truth. 99% positive that if it doesn't boot up, it's because I didn't route the motherboard headers correctly. I followed what it said there, checked on the manual, but I could have very well missed something, so let's try it out. We got it spin up. Hard drive sound like it spun up. Look at that. It posted. It's going to say no anything. Yeah, new CPU installed. Please enter setup, configure your system. No keyboard detected. Run F1 setup. And it recognizes the hard drive. All right, guys. I can't believe it works. Total memory, it's recognized it as 1333 megahertz right now. That's fine. We'll deal with that. How cool that fucking CPU fan looks. I don't know if it looks trippy. Let's see how kind of airflow we're getting off. Pretty good airflow off that fan, actually. Yeah. Okay. Well, it does work, which is preferable. Alright, well, if you can't tell, I'm a little fatigued. My hair is a fucking mess going back and forth between all this shit. I don't give a fuck, though. I'm going to straighten this stuff up, get some stuff condensed, put up the tools, and I mean, look at all these fucking boxes just laying around. It's not a big room, and it's all laying around. I got to make sure that thing is still going to work okay with just 8 gigs of RAM. It ought to. The games I'm playing right now don't even need it, and, all that shit. So I think I'll be fine with that, and I'll just leave it in there otherwise, or I can take it out right now. I might do that as well, but yeah, we'll be back with that. Next time plan is we'll finalize cable management, get everything straightened up real good. I mean, it's about as good as it's going to get, but I can use some of the little ties that it came with and get stuff routed to where it's not affecting airflow, and that's the main thing. Install the graphics card, get Windows installed on the hard drive, and I'll have to start, transferring, re-updating games, videos, raw footage, all that shit that I'm still working on. Trying to think, there was like one more caveat. Besides only being able to use 8 gigs of RAM right now, which does kind of suck. I was hoping I'd be able to use all 16. What I might do is look around on the market just to see if I can find some really, I'm talking dirt cheap RAM, like 16 gig kits. I doubt it's going to happen, especially none that don't have heat sinks on them. The sad part is, I mean, look at that. I have so much room there for a tower cooler, and if I got a thin one, no doubt it would be, plenty of room right there. So but I do want to keep that CPU cooler. I love it. Like, that is super cool. And I can use it for, I want to do a HTPC build or something later on. I can reuse that motherboard and everything. So I don't know. I do want to keep that. But if I have to resort to 8 gigs, that's fine. Nothing I use really needs the capacity. It's mainly the speed that I wanted out of this thing. So worst comes to worst, I'll suck it up and deal with it. But for now, I would like to, keep it at that. So, but until next time, thank you guys for joining me. I know I made some ridiculous errors and faux pas of PC building, especially like thermal paste and all that shit, but it does work, and that's what matters in the end. Hopefully it has a nice long life ahead of it as well, and as long as it's everything in there lasts me through my New Orleans trip, I will be very happy. I love the size of it though, and it's not that loud. Maybe under load it'll be a little louder with the fans and stuff once I set up curves, but the graphics card is going to be the loudest part, which I'm already used to, so I'm impressed. Not too bad to build out of. Certainly more challenging than a full tower just because of space management, but I mean, I would hate to build out of something else though, like the Cooler Master type ones, the Lee & Lee little bitty cases. I couldn't do it. Like, that is about pushing my limit, but I'm so happy with it. So I've got it to post first time and all that shit, and yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So join me next episode, I guess, when we get everything finalized. We'll get cables management done, graphics card installed, Windows installed, all my games and stuff. We'll maybe run some benchmarks, both video editing time and video games, just see both CPU and GPU performance, see if there's any bottlenecks, see how the RAM capacity and speed, all that works out. So yeah, I've had a good time. It's been a little hectic, been a little stressful at times, but it's still pretty enjoyable. So now I unfortunately have to go do the shit that I actually have to do instead of building computers for fun, which kind of sucks. But I'll live through it. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next episode. Bye.